Hello again, YouTube. Carl Belcher here again for a 2-in-1 comparison review of a couple of Leatherman's new budget multi-tools. Today we're taking a look at the Leatherman Wingman and the Leatherman Sidekick. It's probably going to be a little bit longer video because we're going to compare these two tools, but they're very similar. So I thought I'd show you the differences because I had some questions about the differences myself. First of all, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Sidekick here. The Sidekick has a saw outside accessible and a plain drop point blade accessible on the outside. Now, the primary difference right off the bat between the Wingman and the Sidekick is the Wingman has a combo. You see the serrations there, blade on the outside. And it also has a very large pair of scissors, at least for a multi-tool they're large. Again, all the outside tools are locking. Now on both of these particular tools, the inside tools are not locking, so that's something to consider. Not a big deal to me, but something to be aware of. So let's go ahead and open these up and take a look at the difference of the implements inside. The other nice thing about both these tools is they do come with a pocket clip, and also they have spring-acting pliers, which is really rare to see in Leatherman. I think this is actually some of their first tools that have that. They're both spring-acting, and both tools also have little lanyard points down here at the end, which is nice if you want to tie something on there to maybe retain them or what have you. So starting on this side, we have a bottle opener right here that is a bottle opener slash can opener. Let me go ahead and close these other tools so you can get a closer look at it. This also has a wire stripper down here at the bottom, which we'll be taking a look at here in a second. One thing I wanted to go ahead and try for you guys here is to open up a bottle with this, because I've had this pierced bottles in the past, so I thought I'd see how it works. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any pop-offs today, but we'll go ahead and pry the screw top off just for giggles. They do have a pretty good bite, so it's not too hard to get them onto the bottle cap. Oh, see, yeah, went right through the top of it. So these actually take a couple of pinches, there we go, to get the bottle cap off. You can see it ripped right through there, and that's because it's a combination can opener. Now, it will get the job done, but you may tear up your bottle caps in the process. In fact, I almost guarantee you will. So both tools have that to start with. Now, both tools also have there again, see the inside blades are not locking. The next tool that both of them have is a combination ruler, file, and flathead screwdriver. This is a pretty beefy little tool, actually. It should serve us pretty well. Now, it's really only designed for wood cutting, I believe, so you're not going to have like the diamond file that you're going to find on like the Charge and Leatherman's, or sorry, not Leatherman's, Charge and Wave models. And then we get down here to the last tool on that side, which is where the differences start to kind of arise. This is a really unique tool here on the Wingman. This is a clamshell package opener. Isn't that the sign of the times, the kind of world we live in? At any rate, I have a package here. Now, to be fair, I have opened the other side of this package. I've cut along the edge with another knife, but you can see the sheath is still on the back here of this CRKT Lake box. So I thought I would demonstrate to you guys how well this package opener works. Sorry for bumping the camera there. Let's go ahead and go around this corner too. And you can see it just rips right through clamshell packages. The other nice thing is it doesn't cut very deep, so you run less of a risk of damaging what's in the package. So that's kind of neat. Really specific feature. I'm not sure if it is my favorite tool, but it's definitely unique to this tool. So one of the biggest differences you'll see here on the Sidekick is that on the Sidekick, instead of having the clamshell package opener, you actually have a little sheep's foot serrated blade. So not sure this is all that much more useful than the package opener, but it's different. On the other side of both these tools, you have the same two tools. You have a fairly meaty flat, and they're flat but Phillips driver. And it's got a little wire stripping notch down there. You know, it's not the best Phillips, but it works alright. So nothing to complain about too bad. Alright. So one thing I did want to test out on these tools, actually a couple things, but we're going to start with the first thing. When you open these up, and I'll see if I can get my camera to focus in close enough, you can see how the wire cutters barely touch together. And Leatherman in the past has been kind of well known for the fact that you can actually cut paper with their wire cutters. I'll demonstrate that one of these days on one of my other tools. But I wanted to go ahead and actually do a test here to see if you can cut paper, to see how it cuts wire, and to see how it cuts a coat hanger. Alrighty, I have a sheet of standard 20-pound office paper. So let's see if we can cut this 20-pound office paper with the wire cutters. Nope, no way. They land almost flush to each other. They're more crimpers than anything. So, well, before I say they're completely useless, let's give them a try on some wire and a metal clothes hanger. Alright, here's some wire. This is 12 gauge automotive primary wire. It's a multi-strand copper, so this should be a challenge for any kind of cutters that smush rather than cut. So let's take a look and see how it does. See if I can get this a little bit better in frame for you. Now I'm using the, not the notch at the back, but the part up front that's designed for soft wire cutting. Well, it cut that no problem. So that's actually pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take another piece of this wire here real quick for another demonstration I'm going to do with this tool here in a second. Oh, that didn't cut as well. There it goes. So that's not too bad. It's not as good as the replaceable tungsten carbide in some tools, but it's decent, so I'll give them that. The next test I have here is a coat hanger. Alrighty, this is a standard run-of-the-mill wire coat hanger. So in this one, I'm going to be careful to make sure to use the notch at the back of the cutters. It's called the hard wire notch, so I don't damage my cutting surface. So we're going all the way to the back, bear down, and the rest of the jaw is closed, and it didn't quite cut through it. So let's see if we can get it to cut. Yeah, it's not one to do that. So this is definitely not as good a wire cutters as, say, the ones on my charge. Alright, for comparison's sake, I'd like to go ahead and compare that to the rebar. Sorry, the rebar's a little dirty, it's been in my toolbox, but this is the mid-sized kind of super tool style that has the new replaceable wire cutters. So let's see how this does on the hanger. There again, I'm going to make sure I'm using the hard wire cutting notch at the very back of the jaws. No problem, right through it. Alright, now let's see how it does with the automotive wire. We're going to go ahead and make sure to put it up towards the front, the cutters, right through it like butter. Alright, for one final test, we're going to go ahead and see how these work on copy paper. And as you can see, they cut standard 20-pound copy paper. The standard non-replaceable jaws you find on the Leatherman Wave and the Charge will cut paper like that as well, but I really wish they would have included these cutters on the newest version of the Charge TTI. Okay, so back to the Wingman and the Sidekick. So both of these tools have a wire stripper built into their can opener, so I want to see how that actually works. Let's go ahead and get our sharp can opener, bottle opener back out. Alright, you see that little notch right there? That is a wire stripper. So let's take a look. We want to use the chamfered side towards the inside of the wire. We want to pull back with the sharp side. Not really biting into this very well. Let's give it another try here. This is pretty heavy duty wire, so I'm going to go ahead and spin it a little bit here in the jaws. Oop, knocking the camera around. I could see how it would work. It's certainly not as good as something you're going to find on, say, like a pair of electrician's tools. So, overall, a little let down by the can bottle opener, but it's fairly multi-purpose, and it does serve all of those roles alright. It's just not the best at all of them. The one other thing I would like to add, there's a little bit of a difference in the price of these tools. The Sidekick, which is the one that has the saw and the sheep's foot blade instead of the scissors and the package opener, is a little bit more. The retail price is listed at $48 compared to $36 on Leatherman's site. Now, part of that reason is because it comes with a couple accessories. It comes with a little leather sheath that the tool fits inside of, and this little carabiner. This little carabiner is actually pretty cool. It has a bottle opener, a 1/4-inch drive, and it actually locks over the gate there, which is pretty cool. Stainless steel, of course, it says, warns you not for climbing. Not sure who would try to climb with this, but I guess stranger things have happened and people have been sued for weirder things. But I like this little carabiner. I might be including this on my keychain at some point in the future. However, I think you're pretty good choosing either of these tools. I find that these are actually very good Leatherman tools. They have things like spring-acting pliers that you don't see very often in Leatherman tools, or that in any multi-tool. So overall, I feel value for money. These tools bear extremely well. I think either one of them is a good choice. I particularly like some of the features in the Sidekick. I like the saw more than I like the scissors. The package opener is neat, but I feel it's kind of a novelty. I don't know that I'd really get any use out of it per se. I think the wire cutters could be better, and I think the can opener on a lot of Leatherman tools in general can be better, or bottle opener primarily is the problem, but then again, they both function. One other thing I forgot to mention, the Sidekick also has a lanyard ring, where, so you can imagine clipped to the carabiner, I guess, but the Wingman does not. So there again, the Sidekick is the little bit more expensive tool, but it comes with a pouch and the carabiner, and it has the saw. Let me go ahead and give you guys a demo with the saw real quick before we get done here. Happen to have a piece of firewood standing by right here to give this saw a try. Now, I find that most Leatherman saws are actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and just see what I can do with this. Now, this is pretty dry, soft wood, but as you can see, that actually cuts pretty well. So this is not a joke of a saw blade. They do mean business, and this is a pretty standard saw design that all Leatherman tools that have saws share. So, once again, guys, thank you for your views. If you like the video, definitely hit like and subscribe to keep up with my further content, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thanks again. This is Carl Belcher. Have a nice day.